My stepdaughter found my journal where I wrote about favoring one child. Today she showed it to my husband without reading the last page. I never meant for anyone to find that journal. It was my therapist's idea, a private place to work through my complicated feelings about motherhood and my blended family. My stepdaughter Olivia found it yesterday while searching for a phone charger in my nightstand. "You wrote that you love Zoe more than me," she confronted me, tears streaming down her face. "You actually wrote, 'Sometimes I wonder if I am a terrible mother because I feel closer to Zoe.'" Those words, taken out of context from the beginning of my journal journey, were now hanging between us. Before I could explain, she had already texted photos of those pages to her father, my husband of 3 years. The pages she didn't read, the ones that came after months of therapy, told the full story. How I struggled with being an instant mother to a grieving 13-year-old girl who lost her mom to cancer. How different it felt from raising my biological 6-year-old Zoe. How guilty I felt for not immediately feeling the same connection. But those final pages also documented my breakthrough. Realizing that the distance I felt wasn't about loving one child more, it was about my own fear of replacing Olivia's mother. I had been holding back, afraid of dishonoring the woman who came before me. "You need to come home now," my husband texted, his message icy and formal. "We need to discuss this as a family." When I arrived, Olivia sat rigid on the couch, eyes red and swollen. Zoe looked confused, sensing the tension but not understanding it. My husband stood by the fireplace holding printed copies of the journal pages. "Before you say anything," I said quietly, "here is something you both need to see." I pulled out my journal and turned to the last entry, dated just last week. Today I realized something profound about my journey with Olivia. The distance I felt wasn't about loving her less, it was about my fear of dishonoring her mother's memory. I've been afraid that by fully embracing being her mom, I'd somehow be erasing the woman who loved her first. But love isn't a limited resource. By holding back, I've only created the distance I feared. I looked directly at Olivia. "The reason those earlier pages hurt so much is because I was struggling then. I was wrong, and I've been working to be better." My husband's expression softened as I continued reading the final paragraphs, where I detailed specific moments I treasured with Olivia: her dry humor, her resilience, the way she looks after Zoe despite her own pain. Olivia stared at me, tears forming again. "Why didn't you ever tell me this?" "Because I was ashamed of not being perfect from day one. I thought admitting my struggle would hurt you more." She was quiet for a long moment. "My mom used to say that real family isn't about being perfect. It's about trying again when you mess up." That night, Olivia asked if I would help her start her own journal. Sometimes the words we're most afraid to say are exactly the ones that need to be heard. Sometimes healing starts with the hardest truth.